Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ainat. In today's video I thought I would take you along on what you need to think about and how much it can cost you having your own layers poultry farming. So the first thing first that you need to think about is that these guys cannot be as expensive as some people perceive it to be, and it can also be not as cheap as some people perceive it to be. It all depends on the approach that you want to take into raising your own chicken. So the first thing that you need to think about is the housing. The housing can also be the most expensive thing in layers chicken farming. So having a chicken house like this one, it's going to cost you a few millions in our Malawian currency. So if you already have a house that you can put your chickens in and you're not going to build it especially for the chickens, then it's going to be relatively cheaper for you to raise your own chickens. So if you're going to build your own chicken house, it's going to cost you way more than someone who already has a chicken house or who already has a building that they're already going to turn it into a chicken house. So if you have a chicken house already, then you need to think about how you want to start your poultry farming. Are you going to do point of lays? Are you going to start from day-old chickens? This can also be very different on costs. So if you're going to start with day-old chickens, it's going to be relatively cheaper. So what I'm trying to say is that buying point of lays, for example, buying day-old chickens in our currency right now, it's around $2 per one chick. So one chick is going to cost you $2. So if you're going to have like 200 day-old chicks, it's going to cost you about $400. So this $400 is only for buying the chicks. And now you need to think about the feed. Are you going to be making your own feed? Are you going to be buying shop-made feed? So this will also determine the cost that you're going to have to incur in your poultry life. So if you're going to be making your own feed, you need to gather yourself some good formulas. It is very tricky at the beginning of the chicken's life to be making your own feed if you have never done it before. So what I would recommend is that in the first week or 2 weeks, buy the already formulated chick feed store from a well-recognized source. So for example, in our country, we have big poultry farms like CP, Central Poultry. We have like Proto Feeds, we have like Zweto Feeds, Tanzi Feeds, we have all those. So you need to inquire from fellow farmers. Do not be shy. Inquire from fellow farmers which feed is best if they have ever tried it before. So do not just go empty-minded and just go like, this is relatively cheap, I'm going to buy this. No, do not do that. I think the medium range and the almost expensive feed, that is the best way because they have probably done something better than those cheap feeds. So do your research, find out which feed is best to feed their own chicken. There are probably plenty of farmers around you that are doing the same thing as you're about to do. So inquire from them. We are usually very friendly when we give out information as much as we can. We are not trying to withhold information and make ourselves rich. No, if you approach me and maybe come to my farm, I will tell you what you need to do. So inquire yourself before you venture into buying your own feed or making your own feed. So if you're going to be making your own feed, it is going to be less expensive than buying store-bought. So you should put in mind that those people that are selling the feed, they have put a markup to make profits from that. They're not going to sell you at the same price that they have made the feed. They want to put something on top of it to make profits. So if you want to make feed that is less expensive, make your own feed. So making your own feed is not as complicated as some people make it to be. You can inquire from people that are already doing it. Resources, they are already available locally, most of them. And you can inquire from the farmers where they buy them. We are free to give out the locations of where we buy our own feed. You just need to approach farmers in your area. I'm hopeful that they can give you the information that you need. So feed, you can make your own, you can make store-bought, you just need to inquire that. So on day-old chicks, they vary every week how much they are going to consume. So in the first week, they consume about maybe 20 grams per day per chick. So as they go, it will increase to 50 to 75. And now these guys, they consume about 120 grams in a day per chick. So you need to put that in mind. You can make the calculations beforehand, like in the first week, how many bags of feed they're going to need, how many bags they're going to need in a month, and how much it costs. You can make all that. There are PDFs around the internet that you can get from. We also have our own PDF that we got from the supplier that we buy the chicks from. And also, when you're buying your chicks, do not just buy them because they're cheap. Find reputable sources that you can buy the chicks from. There are other people that sells the chicks without giving them the first vaccines. Find sources that they already give the vaccines, because then your chickens are guaranteed to live longer than those that have not gotten the vaccines. And then the third thing that you want to put in mind are the vaccines and the medicines that you're going to give to your birds. The benefits of having your own raising the day-old chicks is that you get to know what you're giving your chicks. If you're buying point-of-lay chickens, they have their own benefits, but you're not guaranteed at knowing what they have given the chickens. Maybe they have missed a few vaccines, because some of the vaccines can be expensive. But if you are doing this on your own, if you're starting from day-old chicks, then you're guaranteed at what you have given your chicks, and if you have given them the proper meals, or if you have taken well care of your chickens, and then you are guaranteed, and you are well trusted, and you are well assured that in the future your chickens are going to give you a better production of eggs, because it starts from afar. It does not only start at 16 weeks old. It starts from afar. What you have given your chickens, eventually it will come back to you in the future times. So buying your own chicks, it is not as expensive as it can be. It takes a while. Yes, it takes about 4 months for you to start seeing the eggs if they're early, but it can take up to 5 months if you have not done everything properly. But within 4 months to 5 months, you should see an egg from your flock. So if you're buying point-of-lay chickens, be sure that you're buying them from a well-recognized source. Please make sure you're buying them from a well-recognized source, because some people, they just have a fraudulent mind. They just want to trick you into buying something that will not last long for you. So these guys are an investment. These guys, they can go up to 2.5 years if you were taken care of. About 150 weeks they can go, these guys, if we're taken care of. But if you buy something that they were not given vaccines properly, that the feeds that they were given, they were not well formulated, be assured that in the future you are going to have problems. So do your research properly before you buy the chicks. Ask people around if they have already bought chicks or point of lays from those guys. If you're going to buy something that is not ideal, it's going to cost you way more than buying something that is already expensive, but you're well assured that in the future it will not give you problem. You can buy today a chick at $1, but in the future it's going to cost you maybe like $12 than a chick that you could have bought at $2 and cost you at $8 in the future. So weigh your pros and cons and make sure that you're going this with whole heart, because it's going to be stressful. It's not going to be easy, and I would recommend that you start with a few birds. If you're doing this as a side hustle, you have an income monthly, then you can do more than 200. But if you're doing this as your income, as your business for your family, then at least start with less chickens so that you can get to know it. Because if you start with 1,000 chickens and you have put all your money into that flock, and then something goes wrong, then everything that you have invested, it's gone into ashes. But if you start with, like, let's say 200 this batch, and then you increase little by little, that will do you very good than starting with a large amount of flock to earn a lot in a short period of time. Because in the future, if something goes wrong, and they can all die, if we're not well taken care of, 1,000 chickens, they can all die within the span of 1 week. I've seen it happen. I've heard people complain about it. Do not start with all your investment. Do little by little, and then you enjoy. And do not start with debts. Do not go into poultry farming or maybe any other business with debts. You will not enjoy the profits as much as we other farmers do. this is a business that can get you a few million kwachas every month. Seriously, if you are taken care of. But if you are in debt, all that money you will not see it, and maybe for a whole year you will not see any profit. And when you start to do, maybe they're already at the point to offlay them. So I think that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it has inspired you to have the information before you start your own poultry business farming. So I'll leave you on this note. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.